This is Travel Tracker training for using the reporting export. The Reports tab provides an easy way to export data from the Travel Tracker to Excel. It contains a wealth of information and is easy to use with some instruction. Feel free to play with the data in the export because you will not impact the data in the Travel Tracker. To access the export, you're going to click on the Reports tab. Approvers, bookkeepers, vehicle owners, and those in other Travel Tracker roles will download the export for their location only. Transportation admin have access to all locations. Notice the menu options on the left margin. Assignments Trips is the default. It's going to allow you to export all of the detail from all of the trips in your Travel Tracker. Transportation admin have other options: a board report, a calendar export, and access to archive trips and assignments. Notice there's also a quick reference guide for using the reporting export. I want to encourage you to click on this and open it. You can print it if you'd like, make some notes as you follow along as we do this training. Now notice that transportation admin can select locations, funding approvers, vehicle owners, and year and month from the drop-downs. Now here's a tip. Filtering for specific information will take less time for the export to open. For example, if you need information for trips in a certain month and year, filter first, then export. We give you two buttons to export to Excel, one for Windows and one for Mac. Although you can export to a Mac, Apple does not support all of the features in Excel, and you will lose some functionality in the reports. We recommend using Windows. Click on the Export to Excel button. Where the Excel spreadsheet opens depends on your browser. Open the spreadsheet document. The Excel file will either be downloaded or will open. This depends on your browser settings. For instance, Google Chrome, which is what I'm using, usually opens and downloads in the bottom left corner of your browser, like this. Firefox may ask you to open or save the file and will download to the arrow located on the top right of the display. Once the file is downloaded, click on the file and open. Contact the support desk in the upper right corner with the support training link if you have a problem locating the file. Be sure to enable the editing and the content when prompted. These are at the top of the form in a yellow banner. Now it's going to take several seconds for the download to be completed. You'll know when the download is complete in two different ways. The first thing is the rows. Notice that the background is white. When the download is complete, the background of the rows will be blue and white alternating. Also, in the lower left corner, notice that there are about 8 different tabs. When the download is complete, there will only be 5 tabs. Now, granted, you could click on these tabs and view some information, but the information is not going to be complete. So you need to wait until only 5 tabs are showing in the lower left corner and your background is blue and white, blue and white. Now the download is complete. Look in the lower left corner. You will see 5 tabs: Assignments, Assignment Reports, Dashboard, Trips, and Trip Reports. The Assignment tab and the Trip tab, the first tab and the fourth tab, are just regular spreadsheets. The Assignment tabs shows all the details of the bus and driver assignments in the Travel Tracker. The Trips tab shows all the detail from the trip request form. Now the Assignment Reports and Trip Reports tabs have preset reports in them built on a pivot table. These tabs allow you to access preset reports and utilize drag and drop reporting. The dashboard in the middle provides graphical displays of the information in the Travel Tracker. We're going to look at all of these tabs in detail. Now before we begin, here's a tip. The undo button is your best friend while using the spreadsheets. Click this button at the top left corner of your screen to undo previous selections or clicks. You can often click it multiple times to undo multiple mistakes. If necessary, just exit the spreadsheet and download the export from the travel tracker again to start over. The Assignments tab and the Trips tab show all the details from the travel tracker. The Assignments tab shows details from the bus and driver assignments. The Trips tab shows details from the trip request form. Both of these tabs contain spreadsheets that work the same way. We're going to look at the Assignments tab and talk about the features. The same features are available in the Trips tab. Now, the Assignments tab does show the detailed information about the bus and driver assignments, costing information, vehicle and driver information. Click on the Assignments tab at the bottom of the screen. Find the green box at the top of the spreadsheet. The items that are checked in the green box are showing on the report. The items that are not checked are hidden. You can check or uncheck boxes to show or hide columns in the spreadsheet. You may need to use the scroll bar at the bottom of the spreadsheet to view the columns with the added information. Let's add some information to our spreadsheet. Let's add some driver information. I'm going to check the box. Notice now my spreadsheet has changed and I have some driver information in here. Here's the scroll bar that allows me to view the extra columns. We can click on the original view at the bottom right corner of the green box to put the spreadsheet back in the original view. Each column has a filter button to narrow down the information. Click on the button to open the filter window. The filter button provides a quick way to narrow down the information that you are requesting. For example, if you would like to see trips from a particular location, click on the filter button in the Requesting Location column. Take the check mark off the Select All and then select the location or locations that you would like to see in the report. Click to uncheck and then click again to select your location. Click OK. So now we're seeing just this particular location's information. If you would like to, you can filter on multiple columns. So for example, if you want to see only field trips at this location, then you can come to the filter button on the Type column, click, deselect all, and select only field trips. Now we have a list of trips for this school that are field trips. You can also use the filter buttons to sort the information in the columns. Click on the filter button for the column and select either Sort A to Z or Sort Z to A. Now we're viewing the locations in alphabetical order. You can sort the data alphabetically and in reverse. To clear the sort, put the requesting location back to the original order, A to Z. You can search for text within a column. Click on the text filter to narrow down the information in the column by using the word contains and then the number or the word. So for example, to see all the destinations that include the word museum, we're going to click on the filter button for the destination column and select the text filters and use the word museum in contains. Text filters, contains, museum. Now notice that our destinations only contain the destinations that have the word museum in the title. As you filter the information in the columns, the totals at the bottom of the columns will adjust to show the totals of just the information that is showing on the report. For example, if you would like to see a cost of field trips only, filter on the type column and select just field trips. Scroll down to the bottom of the list and you will see that the totals for mileage, driver cost, total cost, etc. are the totals for just the field trips. This allows you to easily filter for the particular information that you were looking for and see the associated totals. Notice that the filter button contains a filter icon to indicate the column is filtered. To remove the filter from a particular column, click on the button and select Clear Filter. Or you can click on the Filters On/Off button twice to clear all filters from all columns. There are two tabs that provide some preset reports that you can click on to gain valuable information from the travel tracker. The assignment reports have information about the bus and driver assignments, costing information, vehicle and driver information. The Trip Reports tab has information from the trip request forms. These reports can be used as a starting point for information, and then you can drag and drop additional information or remove information from the report as needed, providing an unlimited combination of reporting. The reports utilize Excel pivot tables. We have done all the hard work for you. You will learn to easily drag and drop items onto your reports to provide a great deal of flexibility in your reporting. The screen is divided into two parts. The top half, which you see here, contains the pivot table, fields that can be used to create the report. The bottom half contains the report. There are also drop-down options at the top of the screen that allow you to select actions such as running reports. The first drop-down menu contains preset reports that you can run. Use the scroll bar to view the entire list. Many of these reports are used by transportation and finance departments on a weekly or monthly basis. Click on a report to run it. View the report at the bottom of the screen. Investigate the various reports to determine the information that each contains. Find one that meets or closely meets your needs. You can modify the report using the drag and drop to add or remove information from the report. We're going to use the full screen view button to hide the top portion of the screen so that we can view the whole report. To return to the initial screen with the drop-down options, to run another report, or to see the available fields for the report, click on the Return to Pivot Table button. You can move back and forth between the full screen view and the pivot table view using this button. The reporting feature uses the Excel pivot tables. It's easy to drag and drop fields onto your report or to remove fields from the report. We can click and drag the headers onto the report, and we can click and drag headers off of the report back onto the pivot table. You can also use the filter buttons located on the report or in the field list to filter your information. Choosing a preset report from the drop-down menu is the easiest way to start. Click and select a report. If there is more detail than you need on the report, you can click and drag a column off the report by clicking on the header. Let's look at the report. If I don't need the destination column in my report, I can click on the header, holding down the mouse as I drag it up to the top part, releasing the mouse and dropping the column anywhere above the report. If I need more detail on my report, I can drag and drop columns from the pivot table at the top on the field list. Let's return to the pivot table. I'm going to click on the information that I want to add to my report. I'm going to hold down the mouse as I drag it off of the pivot table. Notice that there will be a green vertical guiding line that will indicate the location for the new column to be added. When I release the mouse to drop the column, it will go into the report. Remember, if it doesn't drop where I want it to be, I can use the undo button. Let's take the type. And I can drop it wherever I need it to drop. Let's view the report. Now I've added the type. You can filter the report without adding the column to the report using the filter on the pivot table. For example, if you would like to narrow your report down to a particular range of months, click on the filter button for the year-month column. Click on the filter button and select the desired information. For example, show the last quarter of the year. To select more than one item, check Select Multiple Items. Click OK. Your report will now show the information as you have it filtered. You can filter on multiple fields within the report. Filters work on columns located at the top of the report as well as columns in the report itself. To clear all filtered columns and return to all information available, click on the Filters On and Off button twice, once to remove the filtered items and a second time to turn the filter buttons back on. If the pivot table does not include the field you want to add to your report, you can add the column from the field list, which holds all the available columns in your travel tracker. To access the field list, right-click anywhere on the report and choose Show Field List. This list opens on the right side of the screen. Use the scroll bar to find the information needed for your report. Click and drag it to the location on the report, or click the checkbox and it will be inserted automatically. Subtotals in the report show up highlighted in the report. You can remove subtotals from a column or add them to a column as needed. Many of the preset reports have subtotals set on certain columns, but as you drag and drop columns, you may want to adjust where the totals show. To add or remove subtotals on a column in the report, right-click on the header for that column. This window will open. Choose Field Settings. To add a total, Select Automatic by clicking on the circle to the left of Automatic and click OK. This will add a subtotal to each entry in the column on the report. To remove the subtotal from a column, select None and click OK. You can also indicate if page breaks are needed when a column changes values. For example, if you want to print information for each requesting location or each funding source on a separate page, right-click on the column header and select Field Settings. Click on the Layout and Print tab. Click on the Insert Page Break after each item. Click OK. After you have created the report you need, we make it very easy to save and print the report. Click on the green Full Screen View button to display the report, and then click on the blue Copy to Excel Workbook button. The report will automatically copy and move to a new tab that is separate from the export. The tab at the bottom of the report will say Assignment Reports. Now you can save and or print the report by clicking on File on the toolbar in the upper left corner. Choose the option you wish to execute. To return to the export, exit the workbook or bring up the export from the Excel icons in the tray at the bottom of the screen. Exit or return to your export. Individual charts can be generated from the Assignment Reports tab. From the Assignment Reports tab, click on the drop-down option for Single Charts Setup. Use the scroll bar to see all of the available options. The charts that are preceded with a C are column or bar charts. The charts that are preceded with a P are pie charts. Simply click on the chart that you would like to generate. For example, to generate a pie chart showing the cost of each trip type, select P, Cost by Type. Notice that this will open a new tab at the bottom. There are also filter buttons located at the top of the chart. Use these to filter the information for the chart. For example, if I want to see information for only certain types of vehicles, I can use the Type of Vehicle filter. Use the Select Multiple Items checkbox to select more than one entry in the list. Click OK. If the chart has filters on it, the filter symbol will show on the Filter button. If you need to use a chart in a Word document or PowerPoint presentation, You can click near the edge of the chart to select the entire chart. Then press Ctrl+C to copy the chart. Open your Word or PowerPoint and paste the chart into your document. The dashboard provides a graphical view of the information in the travel tracker. The charts can be filtered to customize the information that displays in the charts. Click on the Dashboard tab located at the bottom of the spreadsheet. You will see 4 different charts: trip cost by location and trip cost by date are in bar graphs. Trip cost by type of trip and trip cost by month are in pie charts. To filter the data in the charts, use the slicers located to the right of the charts. You need Excel 2010 to use the slicers. Click on an item to filter the chart's data for that item. For example, under the Type option, click on Field Trip to display only field trip data on the charts. Notice that Field Trip stays green to indicate that it is selected. The other options are white. Notice that my charts change to show only field trip data. To select multiple items, hold the Control key on your keyboard and click on the items. For example, if you want to see the charts based on a certain range of months, you can use Control-click to select multiple months. Clear the filters by clicking on the Filter button. You can copy and paste these charts into a PowerPoint presentation or onto a Word document by clicking on the edge and using your Control-C or copy and paste. You can change the charts to use mileage rather than cost on the chart. To make the change, go back to your Assignment Reports tab. Use the drop-down for the dashboard setup and select miles instead of cost. Now the information on your dashboard is going to show miles by location, miles by date, total miles driven by trip type, and the total miles by the date in pie charts.